What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. This week I want to get into how do you make a dream to a goal. So just really short background on this. Super important. A lot of us are always dreaming of things, and dreaming is the first step, but a dream will remain a dream unless you make it a goal. So how do you go from having a dream, something you dream about, actually breaking it down to making something of a goal that is tangible, that is realistic, borderline realistic, if you put the work in, but there's a chance that you achieve it. First, we start with a brief one. Ironman Frankfurt is coming up. That is like in 20 days now, so not long to go. Training is going well, really well. I had 2 days where I had to back off a little bit. I was stacking some fatigue. So one really good thing is, that's the best advice I got towards overtraining ever, basically, was Christian Hogenhaug said it to me, a really good Ironman athlete as well. He made the jump from age group to pro, very successful now. And the best thing he told me was, if I have more than 4 days of low motivation or like really dreading training, I know I'm going towards overreaching or towards like borderline breaking myself. I had 8 to 9 days now of that, and I don't mean no low motivation, like I don't feel like training, I feel like dreading it. While I'm in it, I was dreading it. I didn't want to go, none of that, but I had a bit of a mind in, okay, this is now the 2 hardest weeks of your block towards Frankfurt. Maybe that's what kind of towards pro journey is like. Maybe the last push phase, as Craig Alexander and others called it. Maybe it is like that. You know, I didn't want to back off right away. And the thing is, the body was still performing. It was still performing. The numbers were still good. It wasn't like dropping or anything like that. But the first sign, the hormonal sign, was clearly there. So I backed off now. First the full rest day, second day, super easy, and now again super easy. And then we see how we go from there. Because if I would have kept pushing, I think I could have waved goodbye to that race, because I've left it all in training, as many do, and maybe get sick, maybe something else. But now it's still time to fix it, and I'm happy I found it, and I'm happy I did the decision. And yeah, so anyways, back towards today's topic. So I got here on this beautiful spreadsheet on the other side of that, a little teaser.
Naughty, you teasing me, you naughty.
I wrote it all on there. I wrote everything about Ironman Frankfurt on there. The swim, bike and run, the paces, the swim, the wetsuit, the non-wetsuit time. I assume I can do the T1, T2 times. I expect I do the overall time. I think I can do the run pace, even with heat. I think I can do, which might differ a little bit, but I think that's the thing I can do. The bike, average speeds and the ranges, normalized power, average CDA, and the overall bike time. I got it all here. I could show you, but the reason I am not, don't believe me, it's not going anywhere. It's like a whiteboard, and I wrote with a permanent marker on there, which was not the plan until it was done. So those notes here are not going anywhere soon. So, but I'm going to show this to you in the time frame right after Frankfurt. So no matter how Frankfurt goes, I'm going to pull this out again and show you, because by this time now, secret, huh? By this time now, doing all the training stuff, I got a pretty good handle on what I can do, what I can't do. Now the last 3 weeks, I'm not gonna make a massive jump. I'm gonna get a bit more efficient, some muscular stimuli so I can hold those paces. But I have a pretty good handle on what training-wise suggests I should be able to do, which not often, but like sometimes is a very different thing that is actually happening in the race. Of course, time varies, especially on the swim, not so much there's no ocean swim or anything. But time in terms of the bike especially and the run can vary depending on climate and wind and all those things. But yeah, it's calculated with Best Bike Split. It's a great training platform to do your bike things and put it all in there, rolling resistance and all these things. So I popped it in there, some numbers out, and we'll see after Frankfurt, after the week of the 26th of June, that's when the race is. We'll see if I wrote down a pile of BS or if I'm close. If I do that, according to me, that was a very good race and a personal PB by a long shot. But it's not just about me here. So we do it a bit about me still, because I want to show you how I approach this now. So the idea is of this video that you learn how to make a dream that you have in a topic. Now I put it on sport, but it could be something else. It could be business. I did it before in the business world. I didn't make this up. I have it from books. The 10 times rule is that book. That's one of the books. I read many books about this when I was passionate about all this business stuff. You can use that though I noticed I can use that for sports as well. So general, just a little bit background, 10 times rule is basically in short, even if you don't have a business, doesn't matter. Let's say you have a business goal. You say, hey, end of the year, I'm gonna make XY number of revenue, right? That number, whatever you think that is, you put a realistic plan together, whatever that number is, you multiply that by 10 and that's your new goal. Okay, you're laughing, you don't understand it fully. The thing is, what would you have to do in order to reach that goal that is 10 times higher than what you set out to do before? What steps did you have to do on the way along the year in order to even get remotely close? Most likely you're not going to hit 10 times the amount, but maybe you hit 2 times, 3 times the amount, and that is just the mind. It is just the mind because you approach it differently. You don't put barriers on it that are anything limiting you in any sense. But the thing is now, when we bring it back to sports, there are limiters, right? Physiology, you can't just push it. It takes time, right? It takes years. No matter what you do, no matter how good you are, it will take years to build that engine, that strength, and all these things to be at your optimal performance. But how do you find the line between saying I'm patient and maybe being patient means you're actually slacking and overseeing details that could have pushed the timeline up 1 or 2 years again? Maybe you're quicker. Okay, so now I show you how I do it. I know today I had more mind space after like really being the 1 or 2 easier days. I really felt fresh again also to think in the future ahead because I didn't have a clear answer. What is my goal? What do I want to get out of this whole triathlon journey chapter? Subjectively, yes. Subjectively, I said, hey, I want to make sure that I develop my body and mind to the absolute maximum ability in that time frame until I'm 40. So that's like 7-8 years now. My goal actually goes 7 years. I don't know why I picked 7, maybe lucky number 7. Somehow I felt 7 years a time frame I will be looking at to achieve what I set out to do. And yeah, so let's get into it. So we're in the document, very simple. I just wrote it down here. I also communicated this with my coach. We're going through this tomorrow. We have a chat tomorrow, but in the end, of course, he has to also see, is this somewhat realistic? I don't like that word realistic because realistic, to be honest, is gonna prevent you from achieving insane things you weren't capable of. So I'm gonna cut the word realistic for now. But like I said, physiology, you can't turn the time any more than no matter what you do in training, you will need years and time to fix that. And although I speak very confidently and I am confident in my ability, I'm not stupid either. I know it will take a long time to get to a high level like someone Christian Blumenfeld is at or Joe Skipper or whoever. Anyways, let's get into it. So this is year 1. You get a little bit of a teaser what I am set out to do for Frankfurt. So this year is my goal for this year. This is something I'm trying to hit for Frankfurt. And we will see after Frankfurt with many more details I wrote on a spreadsheet if that is what I can do or what I cannot do. So we'll see it then. Then let's say, okay, this is what I do this year. The next year I just put a slight progression. I wrote high zone 2 for the swim because maybe you can swim faster, but then you're going into your storage of glycogen too much and you will be already struggling maybe later in the day, maybe in the run. So it has to be your high zone 2 pace. It has to be the highest pace you can maintain in the swim, basically in all 3, swim, bike, run. The highest pace you can maintain, high aerobically, of course using as many fat storage as possible. That comes with fitness and conditioning. But yeah, year 2 would be a 119 pace per 100. This is all 119 per 100, not the overall time. 300 normalized power, so a bit quicker, and 4 minute per K pace, which is like I just broke it down from the paces. See, I don't even look at the overall time, all those things. I don't look at the outcome. That just like what objectively, numbers wise, can we break it down each year to go further. Then we went from year 3 to 117, then 310, 315 normalized power, and then 355 pace, so a little bit quicker. See, those are just small steps for 1 year of work. It doesn't seem like a lot, but in overall time, this makes, of course, a massive difference. Then year 4, pushing it here, again a bit down, as you can see, 320 normalized power, 350 pace, minute per K. By year 4, 2025, I should be already in the mix with winning Ironmans probably, maybe already here, 2024, if I hit this time frame. And that means, of course, you are going to Hawaii. This not yet, 2023 with those numbers, and maybe I'm above those numbers, maybe I'm better, maybe I just hit that, whatever it is. Not sure if this is enough to qualify for Kona. I have my doubts. To be honest, I would say objectively no, I don't think it's enough. Of course, qualifying for Kona and for World Champs is the number 1 goal, and I only focus on long distance triathlon. It's all about Kona and nothing else matters for sponsorship and all. And of course, winning Ironmans is a goal, but that's also something that's on the way. You have to do basically, you have to be first or second in Ironman overall to qualify for Hawaii nowadays. So it can be something special to win an Ironman, although it is, of course. But you know what I mean. Then where were we? Year 5. Now we're going towards the limit of what I think with swim is possible. High zone 2 would be 113 to 114 minute per 100 pace. High zone 2, that's pretty damn quick already. That means you can do your VO2 hundreds probably at like 103 pace, 105 maybe. And then I'm hitting the limit. I think that's what the great swimmers in triathlon are doing. And bike 330 normalized power. Those are high numbers. I come to that later here. But the reason why I'm confident in doing those, and then again here a little bit quicker with the run. I mean, it doesn't seem like a lot, but 348 pace average is a big difference to 350 over a whole marathon and also in time. The progress will get slower in terms of minutes and like percentage wise, of course, the fitter you get. Then year 6 here, and there I also wrote at 113-ish, the high zone 2. I feel this is probably the range I am at my limit for swimming in terms of triathlon. If I would swim as a swimmer 80 to 100k weeks and would dedicate my life to swimming, I mean, of course, I would probably, with time, you have to you get better than that. But I don't think if I swim 5-6 times a week, no matter what I do in there, I think there will be a certain limit to what's possible. I don't know where that limit is, but it will be somewhere. It's just the more time you put into something. I'm doing triathlon and not full-time swimming, so I'm not sure where that limit is exactly. Maybe it's quicker, maybe it's a touch slower, but I think you need to be in that time frame to be consistently in the front pack with swimmers. Then bike-wise 340 normalized power. It's a shit ton of power. I'm aware of that, but I'll tell you why I think I can do that. Run 345, also very quick, but like I said, then I'm 6 years into this journey. And now year 7. By that time I'll be 39, so pretty much like Craig Alexander. He was also a physio and he also took time to build that engine and all. So let's go for swim. To be at the front end of the front pack, 10 out of 10 races basically front pack. I'm in there, not just in there, but I'm influencing like Braden Curry, for example. He didn't come from a swim background. I think he learned swimming with 20. And Braden Curry now in St. George, the last world champs, he was not in the swim pack. He was pushing the swim pack. He was in there. So it is possible and I believe I can. But like anything, he also said in an interview after Braden Curry that the work he put in the last 8 years led him to this, right? So it's not like from today to tomorrow. Then the bike, this is, I know, the limit. This is world class in terms of what maybe nobody's done this before, I'm not sure. But also now comes the thing why I think I can do this. 345 to 350 normalized power. That will be my high zone 2 power. So you can imagine what kind of ridiculous FTP that is. Would have to be in order to have that. It's not all about FTP, it's about how efficient you are with fats and all at that power. FTP is not a very accurate determinator for your Ironman performance, if you didn't know that. It's a rough one, but it's certainly not an accurate one. So here, I even wrote this is also what I wrote to my coach. The reason I can do this high power is because I'm 85 kilos, and the reason why I will be focusing, small giveaway, but it's no rocket science, but the strength endurance will be a major focus for me on the bike. I will skip VO2 max work and all of that, and lifting in a gym to max strength. That's like up to 5 reps, and you don't gain muscle mass by that. I was always naturally strong, and I believe the bike there is something where I can put numbers out that maybe if I do that for 7 years, like, and just focus on Ironman, not jump back and forth to ITU, not anyways ITU, but even the shorter distances, I believe I can put some numbers out there that many didn't do before. Even Cameron Worth, he's a bit lighter than me, so he's probably 72 kilos, and he is now also focused on other things, right? I mean, he's cycling a lot, but he's not cycling for Ironman a lot. If I do 7 years straight up just Ironman, I think it's just also gaining different levels of performance than if I jump back between other things, just one goal. And actually watt per kilogram is not world class, right? I mean, that seems like a lot of power, it is, But if I put this power 350 for my weight, that's like a 4.1 watt per kilogram. That is not insane. That is good. Frodeno's doing 4.0, but everybody in that front thing can do 4.0. So in terms of that, it's not like I'm saying I'm doing 5 watts per kilogram from Ironman, which is unrealistic. But this is something that is possible. And what's something else, if I combine that for a race where Hawaii, for example, where it's not about watt per kilogram, it's about watt versus your CDA, your aerodynamics. How high are your watts and how low is your CDA, your aerodynamic value, that how you break the wind the quicker you get. Super important in a race like Hawaii. Rolling courses, most Ironman courses are rolling courses. So find new barriers as well. How can I break that? Now I have a 2.2 something, 2.3, high 2.2. That's a pretty damn good already, especially for being a bigger guy. But how can I break that barrier? How can I get that CDA lower and lower and lower? And there are people out there that break those barriers. You saw it now with the sub 7, sub 8 project with Dan Biggles, with the 2 air bottles in the back. And there are many ways. You just have to think outside the box. And after doing that will be insane fast bike speed in Kona. I don't know what it is, but it's gonna be definitely close to Worth, maybe quicker if I do that. And then run, that's the magic, to do that, and then followed by a 3:43 pace in the heat in Kona. That is the highest level. And I believe if I can do that, I will become Ironman World Champion, King of Kona 2028. Easy as that. So as you see, data, breaking it down is one thing, but I need a carrot to chase. And I believe if I break it down each year and just try my best, this is now an objective goal I can chase, right? If I can say, hey, by the end of my 30s, I want to win Kona. I want to win Kona as a professional. With those numbers, I think I'm in the ballpark. And if I do those numbers and somebody else is better, well, then that's what it is. That's what it is. I think here I push the boundaries of what I can do, what I think now in June 2022, but maybe in 3 years, those numbers are outdated and something else, who knows? I don't know, but you gotta have a timeline and you gotta do something to break that dream into a goal, right? So some of you, there might be even 1 or 2 out there that get triggered by seeing this, that you get triggered, how can he do this? How can he put all those numbers up? He can never do this. If you are someone who's just about to comment under this video why I can't do this or whatever it is, you don't know me. I'm just some guy on YouTube. You should reflect a little bit. Why do you personally, not knowing me, get triggered if I say something like that? So you have to reflect a little bit, do a bit of introversion, like why maybe you're not setting your goals yourself high enough, maybe you're scared of doing that, and that's when you want to push other people down, because it's the internet, you can just troll around, but you can't troll me, bro. So that's how I break my goal down, and I'm gonna do it a bit like in the business world. I'm gonna do quarterly meetings with my coach, let's say, where we say, hey, for the next 3 months, we know the overall goal from this, those are the overall splits roughly that we want to be hitting. What can we do in swimming for the next 3 months, in technique, in whatever is lacking, subjective feedback from me, objective feedback that he sees. What can we do in those 3 months? Because anything after 12 weeks is probably not it takes time to adapt, so I think 3 months might be a good goal. And then set goals for swim, bike, run. How can you do in that towards that goal? How can you improve as much as possible with all the details from aerodynamic and all those things, like I said, and then go from there. And if I do that, to be honest, I'm just on a journey for that, laying it out there. That motivates me, that excites me. The first 2 years are gonna be now the hardest ones by far, also financially, obviously. Because even if I do those numbers, I mean, it's gonna be hard to close to impossible to get sponsors from in the sport. That's why I will look for partners outside the sport. I just need to pay the bills. It's probably in the beginning, it's like 30K a year or something that you need. I just want to pay the bills and focus on training. I don't need to be flying around to fancy races and fancy training camps and sit in the sun somewhere and have a mojito. I don't need that. I need to focus and of course always enjoy and be healthy, most important one. Otherwise none of this is possible. But the next 2 years are gonna be hard. I'm aware of that. I'm not blind to this. But then down the line, if you look here, if I put those numbers out here, eventually, I think no matter if I hide myself in a closet or not, people are gonna come knocking at my door if I want or not, because you're gonna be up there. You're gonna be in the light because those numbers are just heading towards world class. Anyways, that's how I did it. That's just something I did today that excites me, to break it down like that and then just try to chase it and then each year and adjust along the way. That's something you can do as well if you have a goal, if you have a dream that you don't dare to put down as a goal. Really something you're just excited about. You're like, but no, not me, man. I can't do that. I mean, in theory, why would I be able to say I'm an Ironman world champion? I'm gonna beat the best guys in the world at 2028. I mean, it's just making it a goal. And you can do the exact same. It's just up here. It's just in the coconut. It's nothing else. It could be qualify for Hawaii as an age grouper. It could be get your next promotion, whatever it is. Try to break it down. Or with family, whatever it is, try to break it down. Whatever is your dream, break it down in years and time frames and realistic steps. They have to be just out of the realistic barrier, but you have to be feeling that they're achievable. And if you do that, then who knows, maybe before you know, you're already close to it. Enough talk for today. Can't wait to show you that billboard, and I hope it's true, because that would be fantastic. That would be making it all worth. But yeah, it's no fairy tale out here. You gotta put in the work and you gotta have a fantastic race and everything's gonna go right, which it rarely does in Ironman. So we will see. Anyways, have a good week. I'll chat to you next week, guys. Bye bye. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. You can really help me out if you like and subscribe, push your notification bell, comment below what you want to see next, and I see you in the next video.